can actually do that. It cannot convince a customer that you buy our burger because it is less water consumption in it. Now, okay, let me just very quickly. Okay, now relationship length is one of those big variables in B2B marketing, and one of them is that if you have a long-term relationship with the supplier, it has a higher impact. It is dependent on you. You are paying the person or the company, so it's easier to convince them that you make these changes if the firm has firm sustainability orientation. Existing supplier can become greener more easily than distributor. But the last one is the interesting one so far in our thinking, that the extent of government regulation moderates the link between FSO and generation of sustainable innovations. Government regulations have a lower impact on, this is the opposite effect. And the reason is that, an example, plastic bags in Delhi. You find that plastic bags have been banned, so people are, shopkeepers are, they'll give you the, but that is because the public is also watching, and there is a lot of watch. And on the other hand, upstream supplier has some environmental rule, but that person can bribe somebody, get away with it, and all that. So it's less easier to enforce because only few people are involved in the upstream. So this is the opposite kind of effect. So basically, this model so far is important for sustainable this thing. There must be a need orientation of the firm, and that is firm sustainability orientation. If it has this, it will help in sustainable innovations. And then we are taking some things, and we find some of the B2B variables like relationship length, trust, knowledge, redundancy have a bigger impact on the upstream and a lower impact on the downstream is for government regulation. So this is the thought so far. What we have to do is expand the scope of the framework, explore other boundary conditions like industry type, competitive intensity, and also measure this firm sustainability orientation. For example, you have this database which you had, and is that one way, or how do you measure that this firm has an orientation and this firm doesn't have orientation? Is there some way of measuring it, in a better way? So this is the idea so far, and thank you for your patience and bearing with me. Any questions? Any questions, anybody? I know you're a tough audience here.
When we go talking about the 634 gallons of water are used to make one hamburger. This is OECD study.
Right.
Is it reliable?
Yes, because OECD is
this means.
Yeah, it is a very long whole chain. When you say the whole chain.
Because the cook has also to be biased.
All of this is sort of
hygiene is involved.
No.
So he has to take bath first.
Yeah,
then
but
give
that's only one
bath
bucket.
So maybe we are not talking about Indian kitchen here.
15
Yeah, I've been abroad. I haven't seen people taking so much of bath.
No, it is not 15 liters of this thing. Let me just explain to you. What this is doing is right from the inception. It is saying that if you are having one meat patty or and this thing, how much does the goat or the animal eat? How much water is being used? The buffalo is sitting in the water. So all that water is also being counted.
So it's a counting such thing that let the goat to drink water.
Right.
How we are going to correlate with the hamburger? Whether we are going to make a hamburger, we are going to make
jokes apart, that cracks of eventually we get affected by it.
Because such kind of study can be conducted. Such kind of conducting can be conducted in India also, because our goat and buffaloes and they are taking so much of water.
They don't. You see, you will be surprised. Because I have spent a lifetime in the dairy industry. I have been in the National Dairy Development Board and here. So I have worked with them, and it is much less wasteful here, for example. The animal is just eats what is left over. That is why the milk in India is from buffaloes, because buffaloes can eat anything left. But cows which are Holstein, Friesian, some kind of American or Canadian kind of, it's very difficult. They will not eat your ghas boos and some hay, and they'll not eat that. They want grass, and so it's the point is this, that this study is basically Western kind of study, but the water quantity 2400 it may not be, it will be, but still it will be over 1,000 liters for one hamburger.
But sir, I am not contradicting that how much water is being consumed for making one hamburger. Okay, but the basic contention is that how we are, shall we start counting when the buffalo was born and how
Yes,
much water
yes,
it is
yes,
given,
yes, because
and
you're eating the
how
buffalo.
much, how
If you're
much
eating
milk
the
it has
buffalo, you have
given
to
and
count.
how much hamburger it is given.
Right, right, and because the only person making money with the consumer is a company, and that is why the firm level orientation. If the company is not interested in figuring out what am I doing, I am making the money from selling this hamburger. Can I do something for making this less? So that is the idea here. Because other than that, if you see, nobody else is really making the millions and billions other than this cell phone company or this kind of. So that is the multinational kind of enterprise, and that is why this thing, that if they have an intention of doing something good, and they are not only waiting for some government law, because otherwise you have lobbyists both here in Delhi and in Washington who will keep on saying don't pass any rule which will harm us. They'll keep on saying that. So the firm itself must have some good sense, some good feeling that I want to do something. And that is this idea of firm sustainability.
You know, regarding second and third, I don't have any problem because I've personally seen in US the way the packaging is done, everything is given in
Exactly.
packed form.
Yeah.
So naturally the amount of garbage must be
But-
quite
but-
higher in that country.
Yeah.
Here we get everything in loose form.
No, but now it is not so. And
Sometimes
I'm seeing
we are given in hands also or in a paper.
right, but
also.
now
But
there is a
regarding
packaging is
first
going
one,
up.
this study
Yeah,
is very-
packaging is going up here also, and you find if we are going on the same path, because if you see the packaged good prices, I don't know if you people have noticed this, even juice and milk and so on, packaged is the same price as America or Europe or somewhere, it's the same price. But at the same time, the company is not doing anything. You cannot do anything. I spent 12 years in Tetra Pak, and this, you cannot do anything with the package, you know that? You cannot.
I understand, but regarding first one, even our farmers in the villages, the
Right.
fodder we call it. So especially they do it. They grow for themselves. I mean, this wheat etc. And they grow other things for the cattle also. So there is no shortage of fodder unless we eat the fodder. We have certain
No,
fodder
the-
scam that is different thing. That we have started eating fodders also. That's
Right.
different thing.
That's
But in
it.
general cases, the animals are very happy in our country.
Are you sure?
Because they are getting
We'll talk offline.
because they are getting enough food.
I'm sure we'll talk offline.
Such kind of shortage does not exist
Okay, guys. We'll talk, sir.
in the villages. But in cities, okay, I agree with you. In cities, there will be
Yeah.
problem of leftover only.
10 years ago in Gurgaon, where I live, there were these buffaloes having a nice time. Today I saw that, when you see today only concrete, and the buffalo is not
I'm
happy.
not talking about the cities, I'm talking about the villages.
But it was a village, so that's what.
It was a village. Gurgaon is no more, this is satellite city.
Sir, your work is on, say, B2B framework, and whatever you said was centered around the stewardship, environmental stewardship, that is the sustainability, basically.
Right.
That is not hampering the future generations.
Exactly.
So my question is that how to arrest the forces which are undermining the furtherance of this sustainability operations at the firm level. Can you give us one solution that how to arrest those forces which are undermining this?
The forces are that, the question always becomes, why is it that the Pepsi CEO, Indra Nooyi, Indian again, why is she more sustainability oriented? Now, that is because part of the reason is the selection process of the CEO. Because everything does come from the CEO of the company. Some companies will say, okay, we are doing drinking water, we are giving back more than what we are taking out water.
No, does any innovation can play a role in sustainability? Yes.
Exactly. What
At
it
firm
is-
level specifically.
Yeah, because once you have a company like Pepsi, for example, because there is a strict guideline that you have to be more sustainable, so they are looking for suppliers who are green suppliers. So they will give priority to the supplier when the supplier is a green supplier than non-green supplier. So, but that will not happen if the supplier CEO says it doesn't matter, you make money, That is the thing we think CEO is very important, but also there is a culture of the organization too, which probably makes it. We are trying to define this. It is the first time somebody is trying to define this kind of a concept, and I think it's going to be very important. And just to give you an idea of how important this is that in the US, Obama is far more sustainability oriented than his other competitor who lost the election, Romney. So it makes a difference, and that makes a difference, and you'll see more and more, I think, because of this thing that they're more oriented towards green.
Yeah, he has given a green promise also. That
Exactly.
50
So
years down the line, we'll be as greener as we were.
yeah, they're trying to do that, and that thing is, I think, but again, it is a work in progress. I know you're a tough audience again. So you're a tough audience again, and what we are, what I'll say is that this is an initial piece of work, and as I said, that one of the big the topic is there. It's a new topic, and also we are trying to deal with constructs which are easy to frame and easier to convince reviewers and which are audiences like you. So, thank you so much. Thank you. And just to summarize again, great presentations. Namita and Surbhi were from the 15 group, and we had environment, the renewable energy for Namita, and Surbhi was talking about a college and its performance. Tarun was comparing, Tarun and Akshita, right? We're comparing MNC versus non-MNC for CSR activities. Then we had Gulnar, and that was about the social media and a honeycomb pattern, and how does that play into CSR and its this thing. And my presentation was about trying to talk about firm sustainability orientation. Thank you very much, and
speakers for this wonderful session. Now may I request our respected co-chair, Professor Nutin Risota, to give vote of thanks.
I apologize because I was busy with the chair. It's really a matter of pleasure to be here. I'm thankful on behalf of Shaheed Bhagat Singh College and organizers, to especially Professor Roy, to all our eminent speakers, and of course, let me quote him, our hard audience who have put the speakers to question. Of course, we are making a new beginning from here, and I'm sure we'll be moving on the better path. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Now we are having our victory session. So I will request.
But I must thank you for calling me Professor.
They called me also Professor.
So I must preserve.
That is what I said.
I should offer it to my children.
I'm Dr. Khurana, I'm principal of the department. He's our founder.
I know, I was told that. I've always had a dream of doing a PhD, but never had the time. Unfortunately, करेंगे.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I request everyone to kindly be seated. We are about to begin our valedictory session. I extend a hearty welcome to all the distinguished guests on the dais. Let's have a round of applause for them. We are honored to have Professor Nafis Ahmed Siddiqui amongst us. Professor Nasir Ahmed Siddiqui, a geographer, retired as principal, Shaheed Bhagat Singh College. He has the credit of being the founding principal of Shaheed Bhagat Singh Evening College. He has been an administrator of repute who has left a footprint in the history of our college. Now may I request Dr. P.K. Khurana, the principal of Shaheed Bhagat Singh Evening College, to facilitate Professor Siddiqui.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir.
Of Alcatel-Lucent India Limited, he serves as a member of advisory board at the Energy and Resource Institute. He is on the board of the Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, and on the board of governors of Helpage India. He holds an MBA from Indian Institute of Management. Management, Calcutta, and bachelor's degree in engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. May I request Dr. V.K. Anand to facilitate. Thank you so much, sir, for a kind gesture.
Interactions amongst ourselves. We have come to this stage, and I welcome all our guests on the dais. Because the launch is getting delayed, and I am getting a lot of requests from the participants. They have to catch their flights and they have to board their trains. So I am requesting all the guests to be very, very brief.
4,000 words. So don't then ask for being, every good thing has to come to an end. I was there to join the governing body then. I was on the governing body here. The term had ended. And Ravi, Dr. Khurana, Vijay Paul, they had come for the launch of my book on Lord Mahavira, Gina. That if I come to your governing body, you are doing it. And if I don't come to your governing body, you are definitely doing it. And I must tell you, and very well, and I feel very proud to be part of this team and to be involved with this my little think tank that I run, Center for Reforms, Development and Justice. We got associated with this conference as knowledge partners. My media house, Millennium Post, got involved as the media partners. And I think we had one of the best conferences which Delhi University has ever done in all these years that I have been here. I say this not only for the grandeur and the hospitality and everything else, but also for the content, the conference content. And it was very, very, pulsating. And we journalists used to working against deadlines. I had made up my mind that this special issue of the discussion had to come out before the conference had started, and we had to launch it at the inaugural function. And believe you me, we went to press just 48 hours before the conference actually started. Everybody who has gone through the special issue, they all say that it's very rich in content. I'm very grateful to all the participants who contributed with their papers towards this conference for having given me the liberty of functioning and intervening, into some of these areas of functioning, and having, had my way with him. You see, after all, in this era and time, is a great tribute to his, his attachment towards this whole conference. And I am so grateful to today's of what we have done.